Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Me and My Jackets. My name is Chris and today we are looking at the Arc'teryx Gamma LT. I have both versions of this, a hooded version and a non-hooded version. And I'll talk a little bit about both of these jackets, and we'll talk about layering them and some different little facts about them that I've learned and over the couple years that I've had these. Okay, so the Gamma LT is the jacket kind of in the middle of their line right now. There's a Gamma SL, which is super light, the Gamma LT, which is lightweight, and then the Gamma MX, which is a heavier weight jacket. Now, the Gamma LT and the Gamma MX have the same face fabric. The difference is the Gamma MX has a fleece backing, a thin fleece backing on the material, whereas the Gamma LT does not, okay? The Gamma LT does not have a backing here. So the Gamma LT that I'm wearing right now is a couple years older. I'm not sure exactly what year it was manufactured, but I would probably say 2019, something like that, 2018, 19. This is a color called Robotica. Just kind of like a very soft, light, silvery blue. Kind of cool. The LTs have two pockets here on the side, and they are extremely big. Okay, my hand, you can see my hand goes right inside here, and it goes all the way down to the seam down here, and then it goes all the way up to the seam up here on the chest. So this entire area from here to here is all pocket, and inside the jacket they are lined with a mesh lining, which helps the jacket to breathe when you have the pockets open. Some hot air can come out of those pockets. Now, it also has a little pocket here on the inside, a little zipper pocket. It's really pretty small. There's not a lot you're going to put in here. Maybe some cash, a credit card, whatever. Not very much, but definitely not like a cell phone or anything. It's a small pocket, but the pockets on the outside are quite big. So you definitely can put, you know, gloves and hats or whatever you want inside here without any problem. Couple features of this jacket that I'd like to go over. One of them is the sleeves and the armpits. Now, I don't know that if this is an older version, if it's any different in a newer version, but for me on this one, the jacket is actually cut pretty trim, okay? It's a pretty trim fitting coat. But under the arms and the sleeves, you will see here there's not a lot of extra material, okay? The sleeves are pretty tight, and under the arms and through here. So wearing heavy layers is quite difficult with this jacket. Now, I also have the non-hooded version, and it too is basically the same thing. Not a lot of room. So you're not going to be wearing this soft shell over big, heavy, thick layers like a Therium, okay? A Cerium LT will fit underneath this, but it starts getting pretty snug. Okay, at least for me, okay, fitting for me. Now, I am 6'2", about 210 pounds. Everything I have here is in the size extra large, okay, and they fit really nice. So the Gamma LT also has a helmet compatible storm hood, and the hood is huge. Okay, it's really big. Now, underneath this right now, I'm wearing a Atom LT. I love that coat. It's just really versatile. It's the everything, everywhere, anywhere, anything kind of jacket. So I'm wearing the Atom LT underneath this because to me, they're a perfect fit. So Atom LT, Proton FL, probably a Proton LT. I don't have one right now to try on underneath this, but I would assume it would fit just fine. A nuclei FL fits underneath this. So, you know, medium weight insulated pieces underneath this fit great. The covert fleeces, delta fleeces, anything like that is perfect underneath this. Nothing much heavier, okay? There's not a lot of room here. Now this is a stretchy material. It definitely has some stretch to it, but it's gonna be tight, okay? I'll put on my Cerium LT in a minute and show you how that fits. It does fit underneath here, but that's about my limit as far as, you know, packing underneath this. So the storm hood here is huge. So I have it nested now. I have the Adam LT hood underneath it, okay? But this hood, I can zip up, is really big. Okay, I mean it covers everything. Now it does have a cinch in the back. Okay, it will tighten up fairly well. It also has two pull strings here on the side to pull down around the front. So it will adjust down, but the hood itself is pretty big. Now for that reason, I bought the Gamma MX in the non-hooded version. I don't like wearing, you know, a hood over a hood over a hood kind of thing. So for me, I'm not wearing helmets. I'm not out mountain climbing. I don't do all this stuff, outdoor winter activities, honestly. I'm basically just wearing this stuff every day around town, to work, to whatever. So I don't need a big helmet compatible hood over me. Now, I did buy the MX without the hood, and I love this jacket. I like it a lot, and I would like to buy the hooded version of it, but again, I don't need that big hood. So I'm actually looking, probably in the future, maybe I'll buy the Sawyer. It's a similar kind of idea that has a little bit of a fleece lining inside of it, but it has a smaller hood. So anyway, all right, back to these. The sleeves on these are like it pretty said, like they're pretty tight. There's not a lot of extra material here, but they are very long. Okay, if I pull these down, they are pretty long. Okay, so you definitely don't have a problem if you're reaching and grabbing and things with these jackets. You have nice long sleeves. The difference between the hooded version and the non-hooded version, I also believe, is in the length. Again, it may be because it's a little older jacket, maybe the newer ones are a little revised. I'm not sure of that, but on the two jackets that I have, I feel that the length in the front and especially in the back is longer on the hooded version than on the non-hooded version. Okay, so let me put on the non-hooded version now, and you can see the difference with that. Now the non-hooded version has a really nice kind of like velvety, fleecy, velvety, soft collar around, oops, I gotta find it here, around the sides, and I'll have pictures of all this behind you. It's a really nice soft velvet-like material around the collar, but here we are. The non-hooded version, right? And this zips up really nice. But I think the length, now you can see my Adam LT is just slightly longer. Whereas on the hooded version totally covered my Adam LT underneath. In the back, it's plenty long. It's a nice jacket, but just a little bit shorter than the hooded version. Sleeves are about the same, right? I still have these narrow sleeves here. Not a lot of material. Maybe slightly a little bit more, but not very much. But a really nice jacket. Now, the one thing that I've noticed about this jacket that I think is pretty important to point out to you is the fact that all of these jackets, all these Gamma series, soft shells, but in particular this one, they are not going to keep you warm. Okay, they're not insulated. It's a soft shell to go on top of insulating layers like I'm wearing right now, right? The Atom LT. Now, one thing that I've noticed, especially with the Gamma LT, is that the material is kind of thick. It's a pretty thick material. It's stretchy, but it tends to feel and get cold when you're outside in really cold weather. Now, the fact that the material gets cold kind of radiates on your skin. If you are not wearing a nice thick insulated layer underneath these Gammas in the cold weather, you're gonna feel that cold material on your skin, okay? Now, for me, it's a little bit different, okay? I'm not doing high output activities outside. So if I'm standing out in cold weather, the material gets cold, it's gonna feel cold on my skin. I really believe that if you're doing a high output activity with any of these Gamma jackets on top of an insulating layer, I think it's going to be a lot different. I would assume that that heat you're generating, the jacket, the Gamma LT MX SL, will help to hold in some of that heat, and it will probably breathe a little bit, and I think that you probably won't feel that colder material as much. I think it will really stand out as a great piece when you're doing a high output activity when it comes to kind of regulating heat and cold. It is a good wind blocker, okay? It's not totally windproof, at least in my opinion, okay? And maybe partially that is my feeling, because when it's cold and windy outside, I feel the cold material sometimes going through a light layer. If I'm just wearing like a Delta fleece, a Delta LT underneath this, or a Kyanite LT underneath this, I feel a chill, okay, on my skin and my back, my shoulders, my arms, okay? If I'm putting on a heavier layer like an Atom LT or maybe a Proton LT, my Cerium LT, well, then it's a little different story. But again, I think these jackets really going to shine if you're doing high output activities, as far as, blocking some of that wind, but allowing some of the heat to escape and being able to kind of, regulate the temperature, help you regulate the temperature a little bit. So they're really nice jackets. I just kind of, wanted you to be aware of that. At least that's me, okay? This is what I find if I go outside on a cold, a windy night or just a cold night. I feel this material getting cold, and I kind of feel it through lighter layers underneath it, okay? Again, I'm not doing high output activities where I'm putting off heat. So that would probably make a big difference, okay? So the LT in the non-hooded version also has two nice pockets on the side, same as the hooded version, where it's a big mesh panel inside the jacket. They're nice deep pockets here, just the same. Both jackets are almost identical. The material on the inside of these jackets is a little different. It is stretchy, okay, but it is, I don't want to say rough, but I call it textured, okay? It's not smooth and silky. It is a little textured, so if you're wearing a fleece underneath this, when you put these jackets on, you better hold on to the sleeve of the fleece when you're putting your arm through these, because the fleece will kind of stick to this textured material and it'll all, you know, bunch up in the arms. It is not uncomfortable to wear, however. It is soft to the touch. It's comfortable wearing. It's just, it's a little textured when you're, you know, it's not silky smooth when you're putting, you know, your sleeves through it. Okay. Let me put on my Cerium LT and just show you what I think is about the limits of the sizing, you know, layering underneath of the LT. Okay, so I'll put on the hooded one. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, so again, it fits just fine. Okay, it really does. It fits good. If you look closely, maybe you might be able to see some of the lines from the Cerium LT underneath, but it fits fine. The sleeves, okay, again, you can kind of see a couple little lines because there is not a lot of room. All right, that's it. This is basically hugging my Cerium LT underneath. Not squeezing it, it's not choking it, it's just wrapped around it nicely. And that's why I say I think this is about the heaviest layer you're going to get away with. Again, you can see the length on this is a little bit longer than the non-hooded version. Okay, comes right on around. And I'll throw on the non-hooded version on top as well. So between the Gamma SL, this Gamma LT, and the Gamma MX, I really think that the Gamma SL is sized a little bit larger. It seems to give a little extra room than the LT and the MX. Definitely a little more room in the sleeves of the SL and the overall in the body of the SL. But here you go, right? Perfect, it's a nice fit. You can see it's a little shorter, right? It's just covering up my Cerium LT, all right? Sleeves, not tight, but snug, okay? The Gamma MX, I would say, is sized in between the SL and the LT. As far as you know, fit, I think that Gamma SL fits a little larger. The Gamma MX is the next step down, and then the LT is a little more snug than the other two. But not by much, not by much. Okay, so I hope that kind of gives you a good idea about the Gamma LTs. Also, another really nice piece to wear underneath it is the coverts, the covert cardigan, covert half zips. You know, the deltas, the kyanites, everything fits underneath those Gamma LTs really nice. I think that kind of wraps it up. I hope that gives you a good idea of, you know, what the Gamma LT is. They're really nice jackets. I have to tell you quickly, just a little story. I bought this LT in the hooded version first, and when I bought it, I was a little confused, I guess is what I would say. It's a little bit different, and I just kind of like had to grasp the concept of what this jacket was trying to be and what it's trying to do. Just keep in mind, it is a soft shell. It's basically an extra layer of skin, right? It's not insulated. It's not going to keep you warm. It does have a DWR coating on it, so it will have some light rain beat off and run off the jacket. It is not waterproof. A heavy soaking rain will soak through the jacket. And I would say it's partially windproof. I think it does a really good job of blocking the wind. It's not totally windproof. And being that is partially, windproof, I think it also allows some breathability. So, really nice piece. Just was a little bit different when I first got it. Like I said, I was like, what exactly is this jacket trying to do? It's not a hard shell where it's a windproof and waterproof, but it is a nice shell, extra layer of skin to help hold in some of the heat, block some of the wind, and it looks great. It's a really nice jacket. So after I bought this one, I thought I would buy the non-hooded version one and wear in the summer. And that's basically what I do. So the hooded version I can wear more in the winter time under some heavier layers. And then the non-hooded version, I wear a lot in the warmer weather, in the spring and the fall. Even in the summer, if it's just standalone, without pieces underneath it. Maybe if it's a cool, damp, spring day or summer day even, where maybe just a Delta LT or my Kyanite LT underneath it. But a lot of times in the summer, if it's just a cool, damp, kind of drizzly day, and I'm going out to the mall or something, if it's not pouring, I don't need a hard shell, I don't need a hood, but this is just a nice enough layer to help keep you dry and keep you a little warm. It's really comfortable. I've worn this a lot, just like this. If I'm coaching volleyball, maybe I go, to a tournament and just wear this and I'm good to go. All right, so great. Thank you for listening. I hope I helped you out a little bit and gave you a lot of information about this. And, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you're into Arc'teryx stuff and you want to learn more about all the different jackets. I have quite a collection of this stuff so far, and I'm really trying to share some knowledge and information that I have on these jackets and my experiences with them. And thanks for checking out the video, and hopefully we'll see you again in another video. Take care. Have a great day. Bye.